Okay, so perfect. First of all, thank you for being here today, this morning. This is our first webinar for the series with the Rare project. I'm Alessandra and I'm from Sixes. In this first webinar, we will see the new skill required in the new methods of manufacturing, because we always talk about how to reconfigure manufacturing processes with the new technologies and methodologies, but sometimes we forget the starting point of every change that are people. During this webinar, we can explore these new skills, the method for addressing the knowledge gap, for example, training, surveys, and so on, and what are the difficulties that every company, but also in the project, we can encounter in implementing this method. We are a lot of projects today, so I'm very happy for this, because I think that it's good for a good discussion. This webinar is made by Sixes in the Rare project, and with the support of AI for Manufacturing community. That is an online space for collaboration, knowledge sharing, and building partnership across Europe project, obviously in the sector of manufacturing. I say that we can start. First of all, we will do the speeches, so the presentation of all the project, and then I think that we can have the discussion, question, answer, and so on. But obviously, if you have some points not clear, please raise up the end, and we can answer. The first project is Rare. So, Alexander, please, if you want to share your screen and your presentation. Thank you.
Sure, Alessandra. Thank you for your introduction. So, I will try to share my screen. One moment, please. So, one moment, please. Here. So, I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Great. I will start with our project presentation with a short information about the project, and then we also have one part with a little bit deeper insight into results of our project. So, first of all, good morning, everyone. My name is Alexander Dementiev. I am from Fraunhofer Institute for Machine Tools and Forming Technology. Rare Square project is about rapid reconfiguration of production and value chains. Our project started already at the end of 2022. So we are currently nearing the end of our project. Here on this figure, in the right part, you can see the detailed objectives of our project. So we are focusing on some components of developed tools, like AI-based early detection tool for forecasting some changes in the environment. We are also focusing on the data-driven decision making. It is a kind of dashboard-based decision support tool. A lot of digital twins were developed. We are also dealing with, of course, with some use cases, with some demonstration cases, like medical mobile units with our partner MMM, child seats production, it was the Carvala. Fontana was focused on the car parts production, and the last use case in our project is contact lens production. It is Demcon. So, and one of important part of our project was human-centered upskilling. So one moment, please. Exactly. One important part of our project was really the upskilling of personnel. Here we can see our first answer to the questions for this webinar about new skills. Sure, the modern production landscape requires a lot of skills, yeah, and the upskilling tool, as already mentioned, was developed in our project. Now I will give the word to our colleague from the company R2M, Giuseppe. I would say you can explain in short. Would you share your screen, or should I change the slides here? What's the best way?
Do you have? Yes, I believe you have my slides, isn't it?
Okay.
So,
okay.
so maybe we can use the same, so we don't change. Okay.
Or if
No, it's okay. At this point, I will share my screen in just a moment.
Great. Yeah.
It should be easy after all. Okay.
Yeah,
okay, now you should see the screen, which is, I believe, okay, I'm not sure we are at the same point. No, let me return here. Okay, this was the last slide that Alexander presented. So, hello everybody. My name is Giuseppe Scarpi. I work in R2M Solution, and during the Rare Square project, along with another partner, which I don't know if it is here or not, it is called Requadro, we developed the upskilling tool for the project. The idea was that Requadro developed the methodology, and we actually developed the software application. So the idea of Requadro, let me see if okay, we can check this slide to start. The idea is that sometimes you miss some skills in your company. You perceive that you miss some skills, but you don't know exactly how to fill the gap, because you don't ever know which kind of professional figure you need, okay, for this. So the idea behind the methodology was rather than starting from skill assessment, which is another very effective way to tackle with the lack of skills, let's start a bit before. In the sense, let's put ourselves in the clothes of the managers. So sometimes the manager says, we need, for example, to renovate our, I don't know, our energy approach to the company to reduce it. We perceive that we need, for example, an energy manager, but we don't have exactly the ideas about what an energy manager is, which kind of skills we need. And even when we have, we don't know if there are people in our company that can actually fill this position, this new position, maybe with some training, okay? Or we don't have anyone and we must go on the market and do a regular hiring process. So what does the skill gap detection tool does? First of all, it supports the manager in converting business goals to needed profiles. And this is exactly what I said. We start with business goals. We need to do something. We renovate something to increase, improve, speed up, and so on. And the tool does a punctual analysis based on tailored questionnaires. And at this point, the answer is you need 2 or 3 professional figures, named, as I said, let's say energy manager, okay, because it is the example I use every time. At this point, you need to understand, as I said, if you have inside your workers people that have maybe minimal gaps and just with a bit of training can be promoted to energy manager, or you don't. To do so, you move from the defined profiles to an individual self-assessment for hard and soft skills, okay? At this point, you get 2 different things. The first one is that the individual worker gets a report with some suggested training materials, okay? And the manager gets the list of all the answers to the self-assessments, and so they can decide if there are people that actually can be promoted, okay, through training, personalized training path, or they need to move to the market. The results are that, okay, of course, we are supporting the acceleration of company business goals because it clarifies what is needed in terms of resources to fill these specific goals, to reach, to hit these specific goals. And also, on the other hand, we also improve and sustain the personal growth and career. From a more practical point of view, this works in 3 phases. The first is here, from profiles to skills. What happens? In the very first phase, the managers define what they need. They have a dynamic questionnaire where they say, for example, here, I don't know if you can read the screen, but leveraging real-time data to optimize production schedules and resource allocation. Okay, there are 5, 6 very specific and high-level questions. Okay, and you also have need to say which of the internal departments of your company are expected to support your growth, the new skills. And in the end, as you can see here on the right part of the screen, you obtain certain missing or suggested personal profiles. So in this case, we have a security manager, product manager, another one that I cannot read, okay, operation manager. Okay. At this point, you have a clear vision of what happens. You know that you need maybe not total 3 because they are in order, in a ranking order. So for sure you need a security manager. Then maybe if you have enough resources, you can hire a product manager and so on. Now it's time to move on the resources, and we are here. And this is what the workers actually see. Okay, there is an invitation system where the manager decides among the people inside the company who can be invited to do the self-assessment according to the specific role. What is called here job ad is in fact can be seen as a job ad in the sense classical on the, let me say, on the classical hiring process, or it could be an internal job ad in the sense that could be an internal mobility. I need someone, and I first start from the people I have, and then I move on the working market to find a new person. Okay, you receive the invitation, you do the self-assessment, you immediately receive the answers, your manager gets the same, and the manager also see here, you can see in the top right part, the applied candidates, the score of each candidate. Okay, all the skills are equivalent. We don't have a rank. So if you answer 80 questions over 32, you get 18 as a score. But this is already quite effective. Okay, then the last part, which is how do I actually fill these gaps? If you have a missing skill, the system may also suggest you to have a specific tailored training model. Inside the Square, we decided not to have individual courses for individual skills, but rather to have training packages, because they're more complete. Maybe they discuss things that you already know, but we prefer to have a sort of complete path. So, for example, you can have for the Chief Sustainability Officer, you have a training package which is called Sustainability and Circularity. So it is not just about sustainability. Maybe you touch other topics not exactly related to your professional figure, but it is better to have a more complete vision. And another thing that you can, I believe, see here is that the Chief Sustainable Officer, okay, has different skills, of course. They may need life cycle assessment. They may need life cycle of resources, which is a bit different because when it's production was more related to materials resources, and they actually may have different topics that they tackle during the individual training. So it is not that I need a life cycle assessment. I do always the same training material. No, the training material changes according to the professional figure. Okay, I think with this it's all. There is not, okay, of course, you can redo after the training the self-assessment. Of course, you must rely on the, let me say, honesty of the worker to answer the questions. There is not a real assessment with questions, with tests and so on and so forth, but we believe it is enough to have a first assessment to have an idea. And of course, the human-to-human contact cannot be replaced in any phase. I think it's all with this. I close the screen. I give back to Alexander the floor.
Thank you, Giuseppe. I would say that was from our side, but the last point is Giuseppe. Do you mean should we present a short video about?
Yes. No, we can present the
Alessandra?
video. Is near 3 minutes and a half, but I have some technical problems. So I believe Domenico sent Alessandra the video.
Yes, I have the video, so we can watch it. I share my screen.
It would be great, yeah.
Do you see my screen? Okay.
But you must share with the audio. When you start the sharing, we must to click the sharing also audio because it is mute.
Ah, oh, sorry.
To identify
it's okay now. Okay, so sorry. Okay.
Business needs, select suitable professional roles, and develop internal resources to fill these roles through a customized upskilling or reskilling process. The tool is a result of a collaboration between 2M Solution, serving as the technical lead, and Era Quadro, responsible for methodology development. Before we begin, please note that the tool is still in development, and some aspects may change. Let's see the tool in action. We're now logged in as the production manager of Zupertech, a company facing increasingly tight production deadlines. The manager completes a guided questionnaire, defining business needs, the involved department, assigning priority, and highlighting specific aspects to consider. Upon completion, the manager creates a job advertisement, which can involve internal or external candidates. They then invite suitable individuals to undertake a self-assessment for the job profile. Now, we're logged in as an employee who has been invited to take an assessment. You'll see a new notification. Let's check it out. This is an invitation to apply for the production manager role. Clicking the link opens the self-assessment form, where the employee evaluates their skills and competencies for this position. Done. Now, let's return to the manager's profile. The manager can now view individual assessments, add notes and scores, and compare results. This candidate looks promising. The manager may schedule an interview and decide if the candidate is suitable. In this case, the upskilling tool suggests specific training packages to help the candidate acquire new skills and abilities, preparing them for the new role. That's all for now. We hope this brief demonstration has helped you understand the value of our tool. Thank you for watching, and please don't hesitate.
Okay, just a comment. Of course, this was a video done maybe 1 year ago, and so the tool is no longer in development, it's complete.
Yes, but I think that this first solution can be very interesting for our discussion of today, because it fills effectively the gap between what we need from the skills and how can we find the real good person for this for filling this gap. Thank you, Giuseppe. Thank you, Alexander. I think that we can go on with the next project, that is René.
Hello, also from my side. Give me 1 minute to share my screen. I am Konstantina Salaiani from Teaching Factory, and here we will present you the René project. Actually, René is a French name, meaning reborn in French. And the project is focusing on the flexible remanufacturing using AI and advanced robotics. The project started on January 2024 and will have a duration of total 4 years. We have 16 partners, and the LMS is the coordinator of the project. And along with our colleagues from TUE and DTI and EIT Manufacturing, and Teaching Factory leads the work package related to the upskilling activities. Just a quick overview about the technology pillars of René. We have the AI-driven remanufacturing, talking about the smart planning and mainly the disassembling procedures, as well as the digital product passport applications. We have the flexible robotics, the digital twins and traceability, where we have the orchestration, the digital vault and digital twins of the different use cases. And finally, the workforce upskilling, where we're talking about the human-centric design, some guidelines, the interfaces that are being developed in René, as well as the educational platform and the training activities that will be released and delivered soon. The main objectives of René are 5, and the first one is related to the sustainable remanufacturing operations that enables the cross-sectoral applicability. We have applications and the focus on the traceability of the different products as the remanufacturing field needs. And we have also some solutions about the flexible processes that the variability and the different kind of products applied in the remanufacturing processes required hybrid production systems. The fourth objective that we focus on is workforce upskilling and the preparation of the different employees for these change. And finally, how we're trying to see how we could demonstrate the technically and financially viability of these remanufacturing processes across the different industrial sectors. In René, there are 4 industrial use cases related to robotics, bicycles, electrical motors, and household appliances, for which there are different technological modules that are being developed, and all these upskilling activities that will also be combined in the 4 use cases. The human-centric approach in René starts from the design activities to the implementation. We start as analyzing the different job demands from the available material and the discussions also and the interviews with the end users. And then these job demands, the risks and the required skills are being identified. And as a result of these activities, human-centric design guidelines have been produced, and also the skills development strategy, which is a guideline and leading, let's say, the pathway for the design of the interfaces with this human-centric approach, the design of the training activities, and finally the design of the educational platform. This is a process that has iterations. As we have a first version of these guidelines, we have a first version of the different prototypes of the interfaces, and then we evaluate them with the end users. As a process, we started, as I said before, collecting the different the feedback from the different use cases, from on-site visits, from description of the current processes, mapping the current state. Then there were interviews with the different job roles of the employees. We have the workforce operators, engineers, and then the managers of the different use case and users. We had the job demand identification, a comparison with a future state, then the skills gap assessment, and finally the identification of some hard and soft skills required for each profile and depending on the different topics. Trying to identify the different objectives of why we need these training activities and this upskilling of employees, we start from the need of raising awareness among the different people about the technologies and the processes and the new activities that are going to be implemented in their workplaces. We will need this familiarization with the different technologies. There will be also a communication change in order to be aligned with the new objectives and the new perspective, and something that else that it's during the project, but also beyond the continuous support and learning. This process is aligned with the organizational change. We are talking about different phases of preparation the employees for this change, developing the change with them as the human is in the loop during the design and the development phase, and finally how we could support them during the implementation of the project and the long-term, let's say, the sustainability of these solutions. We have identified different hard and soft skills which are related to the sustainability, the innovation, the cross-functional communication, but also the more technical skills and hard skills related to the different interfaces and technologies that are being developed inside René. We are talking about the effective use of the different operator support interfaces, the flexible robotics, and as well as some other interfaces and applications related to the smart orchestration, or the evaluation of the different approaches and the different solutions proposed. As it concerns the training activities, we have identified that a hybrid approach could be implemented. We design online activities, webinars and workshops, as well as on-site workshops, which is something that provides a more, let's say, practical experience to the employees. And we are also developing the Rene educational platform, a platform that is going to collect all the available training material for the remanufacturing, the remanufacturing field and the required skills, but also it aims to be connected with the live, I would say, needs and demands of the workplace. It will try to converge the training need that will not only be based on the profile of an operator before the job implementation, but also from the online and the current needs and support that may be needed during the different phases. So this is let's say a plan during the Rene and beyond Rene. Some other activities that we are currently working on, it's an internal survey that aims to collect feedback from our end users that is related to the training procedures and adoption challenges. Here we can see that this is the early insights. We see that a lot of people see as a barrier the lack of expertise, the lack of training for the different adoption of the different technologies. We can see that cost is also something that they also consider as a barrier. And this we can focus on these concerns in order to form training activities that are adjusted to their needs and will have more efficient, higher impact in their activities. And my last point for this presentation is our stakeholder analysis. It's an open survey that runs along with the AET manufacturing colleagues that focus on the identification of the different aspects that the end users, the final end users, may see potential or need to focus on. Here we can see that robotics and automation and remanufacturing is a topic that a lot of the responders have as a priority. We can see also the different flexible manufacturing process design. It is also on top of the needs, the use of digital twins and their manufacturing operation. So this is a survey that you are more than welcome to fill out. It's for all the companies, the end users mainly, but also the other companies that would like to participate. That was all from our side. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Constantina. Thank you. Of course, it can be good also sharing this QR code, yes, from our part and to the other partners of our project. So thank you. And it is a good point also, the survey that you are speaking about for the starting point for a good workshop and trainings to understand what is the difficulties from the employees and to aware about technologies. So it is another good point. Thank you. So we can go on with the third project that is Regroup.
Hello. Just a moment to share my screen. I'm sorry I cannot open my camera because I have very bad connection.
Don't worry.
Okay,
Perfect.
can you see the
Yes, yes, we
screen?
see it.
Okay, good morning, everyone. As we all know, European manufacturing nowadays is facing increasing instability, such as supply chain disruptions, change of market demands, and rapid technological changes. Now, the question is how fast and how effective manufacturing companies can adapt to these changes. The key message of today's workshop is future-ready manufacturing starts with people, with the workforce. Not just technology, but the skills, the mindset, and the ability to reconfigure systems quickly. Our goal in R3 Group project is to share practical approaches that help workforce and manufacturing companies move from concepts and ideas to real implementation. Let's introduce R3 Group project. It is an Horizon Europe project focused on improving manufacturing resilience. The core idea is to enable companies to respond faster to changes, adapt production systems, and maintain efficiency under changes. This is achieved through rapid reconfigurability supported by digital and smart technologies and tools. To enable this, R3 Group uses key technologies such as AI-powered digital twins, which simulate and optimize production, asset administration shell that enables interoperability, and data-driven systems turning data into actionable insights. These technologies allow predictive decision-making, real-time system monitoring, and adaptive autonomous behavior. Together, all these technologies form the backbone of intelligent manufacturing. This slide highlights the technologies required for future manufacturing. The workforce need data skills and analytical thinking skills to leverage predictive analytics and make informed decisions. They also need digital skills to work with AI tools, real-time monitoring system, and digital platforms. At the same time, adaptability and problem solving are critical as the system become more dynamic and autonomous. And last but not least, the workforce needs strong collaboration skills to enable human-machine interaction on the shop floor. In short, the future manufacturing companies require a skilled, adaptable, and digitally empowered workforce. This slide focuses on understanding the real adoption challenges in industry. To do this, in R3 Group, we conduct surveys with shop floor operators and technical staff to identify the skills they need to use digital tools for rapid reconfiguration, interviews with managers, supervisors, and other decision makers to understand their requirements for usability and decision support. The goal here is to capture both perspectives, the people who use the tools and the people who manage them. This allowed partners to design more interactive training material and digital interface tailored to real industrial needs. This slide presents the R3 Group training approach through didactic material development. Here our goal is to translate complex concepts like AI, digital twins, into practical learning content. We design materials that focus on best practices and real industrial use cases, combined with workshops to raise awareness about resilience strategies. To ensure impact and scalability, the training is delivered through the EIT Manufacturing Academy, which serves as a central platform to host and promote the content. We also focus on long-term sustainability and ensure quality through the EIT level certification that is aligned with European education standards. And in short, we combine theory and practice to create training that is not only informative, but also usable and scalable across all industries. This slide shows how we structure the didactic material into a clear learning path. We start with topics like digital twins and AAS, and then we move into supply chain resilience and reconfigurability, followed by market demand awareness, and finally data-driven decision making. Each module here is designed with specific learning outcomes, ensuring that all the participants gain both understanding and practical skills. This approach, our approach, combines theoretical courses with hands-on workshops, creating a progression from knowledge to application. And we provide a structured step-by-step learning journey that builds the skills needed for resilient and intelligent manufacturing. This slide explains how our workshops are structured to support effective learning and adoption. We follow a three-step approach: online session, self-paced learning, and hands-on workshops. We begin with a kickoff and knowledge alignment session where participants from different departments are introduced to key concepts like digital twins, AAS, and market demand awareness. Then we deepen the learning through target modules covering topics such as supply chain resilience and data-driven decision making. The goal here is to ensure that all participants build a shared understanding before moving into practical application. Here we summarize the objectives and the learning outcomes of the R3 group training approach. Our objective in R3 group is to provide a solid understanding of core digital and manufacturing concepts like digital twin and AAS, AI and data analytics, for intelligent decision making and rapid reconfigurations. Participants will gain skills in AI, data analytics, and other digital technologies, as well as the ability to apply strategies to improve resilience and decision-making in manufacturing systems. The training is designed for a wide audience, from industry professionals to innovation managers, students, researchers, and so on. And here the goal is to equip participants with the skills needed to operate in smart, resilient, and data-driven manufacturing environments. Here we highlight how our approach is applied across real industrial use cases. We implement workshops in companies from various sectors, such as automotive, metal products, plastics, textiles, and home appliances. In each case, we combine hands-on training with digital tools, including digital twins, data analytics, and the goal is to demonstrate how these technologies can be applied in practice to enable smart and flexible production systems across different industries. To conclude, this slide shows how our training approach directly supports upskilling and reskilling in manufacturing. We focus on building AI and digital skills for data-driven and AI-assisted decision-making. At the same time, we strengthen the understanding of key technologies like digital twins and advanced analytics. Through a combination of theoretical training, online sessions, and hands-on workshops, participants develop practical capabilities such as predictive analytics, real-time optimization, and adaptive processes. The result is to develop a future-ready workforce capable of working with digital tools and AI in a fast-changing industrial environments. Thank you for your attention. That's all from my side. I'm open for any questions and point of discussions you may have.
Thank you, Anna. Yes, it is another point, important point, because now we are talking about didactic materials that I think that they are as important as understanding the gap and the needs, because obviously they has to suited to the workers' current skills and the workers' level. So it is very important also this thing. Thank you. Thank you again. We can go on with the other project, Multimold.
Okay, let me share the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Ruben Alonso from Archoen Solution, and I will present the Multimold project. Multimold project is a innovation action related to multifunctional in-mold electronics. So basically a very industrial project about injection molding and embedded electronics. It was funded under the Twin Transition call, especially a call related to high precision and complex product manufacturing. The project started in 2024. It's going to end at the end of 2027, so we are more or less in the middle of the project. Is coordinated by Johannium Research in Austria and involves many industrial companies and organizations related to embedded electronics, injection molding, and so on. We have 4 main objectives. The first one is to improve user experience. Also, improve the surface functionalities of injection molding products. The second one is to try to reduce the environmental impact of all the manufacturing process. So we are also dealing with DPPs, we are also dealing with LCAs. So basically covering the possibility of understanding the environmental impact during the manufacturing process and trying to reduce the impact. Then we have an objective for controlling and improving the efficiency of the fabrication process. So the idea is to rely on digital tools and rely on data analysis in order to get more information about the fabrication process and try to improve the efficiency. And then we have another task related to, let's say, to sustainability, which is the research on trying to find ways to separate easily the electronic components from the plastic. So we, enable the reusing and the recycling of materials. You see, the partners involved in the project in this slide. Being a project in which we mix sustainability, we mix manufacturing, we mix electronics, and we mix artificial intelligence, machine learning, digitalization, and so on, you can imagine that there is a collection of new skills and new professional profiles that are required, not only for this project, but let's say for the future industry that will deal with this kind of activities. So we identified as skills related to additive manufacturing, to laser technology, both for machine operation, also for rapid prototyping. There are needs related to recycling and to, well, chemistry, dissolution processes, and so on. Skills related to mechatronics, to the fabrication of flexible PCBs, I mean, related to sensors, related to surface engineering. And as I said, there are a lot of new roles also related to digitalization and artificial intelligence, both for simulation and for data analysis, for process optimization, and so on. And I mean, apart from the technical skills or the skills, there are plenty of other soft skills that are also needed. I mean, one is the co-disciplinary mind or the cross-disciplinary collaboration, because at the end, this is not anymore about focusing on one specific aspect. Now, you need to understand plenty of, let's say, areas that are on the side of your main area in order to be able to implement something. So this cross-disciplinarity, the capacities of problem solving, the willingness to learn and be updated and be upskilled, and also some circular thinking. So about the reuse, recycling, and so on is also something that is needed. So how we identify the necessary and the missing skills? Well, we have the human input and the human monitoring and, let's say, the human control of the whole process. So this is key. If we enrich this with some information coming from well-known occupational databases, we enrich it with knowledge and experience of people that has been in the field for years, and we have a clear methodology, and we add to this an ecosystem of solutions that allows the empowerment of the talent. I mean, we have the Avanti solution. Avanti solution is an ecosystem of tools, a kind of a suite that has been developed in R2N, and R2N is commercializing it, and supports this idea of having like a collection of tools that can help, like from skill gap detection, curriculum vitae analysis, potential evaluation of candidates, evaluation in the terms of, well, analyzing how far they could be from a specific profile for then making human decisions. This suite also has a virtual interviewer, which is multimodal and multilingual and can help detecting these potential needs in skill gaps. The suites also support some on-the-job activities, like supporting mentoring people, and also can help on the onboarding. So at the end, it's a suite of solutions that provides the organizations a way to discover skills, facilitate training, facilitate the onboarding, facilitate also the potential upskilling or reskilling of the professionals. So this is what we are using in the project. So the solution also not only supports the skills, it supports different abilities, skills, soft skills, knowledge. So at the end, thanks to the tool and the ecosystem of tools, we are able to have first some specific profiles related to the injection molding and embedded electronic. Then we can do an analysis of the profiles, and not only profiles that exist now, profiles that we are seeing that they could be the trend in the following years. So one benefit of this solution is that the skill gap assessment is quite dynamic. I mean, it's not tied to something that let's say is available now or work descriptions from the past. And we are relying on this, okay? And in order to identify the, let's say, the skills needs. And then related to the challenges, I mean, it's something that, we wanted also to include in the presentations. In the presentation, there are a few challenges for adopting, let's say, the solutions that we are developing in the project. I mean, tools like Avanti can help on identifying skills, but we are developing state-of-the-art tools in the project, and we are seeing that, I mean, there are still some uncertainties. The digitalization gap, the learning curve, and the fast pace of some technologies, especially related to the digital ones, is something that is impacting the industry. At the end, this will force or will make organizations and people in the organization to upskill or reskill. Then we are seeing more and more need of cross-disciplinary profiles. Okay, it's not anymore a person that can work with this specific machine. Now we have more complex application, more complex solutions, more complex products, and also a need of understanding the data. Then, as always, I mean, especially in a small, medium enterprise, there is the limitation of financial resources. And this is linked also to some uncertainty in the technology. Some of them prefer to wait to see what is going to happen instead of investing. So especially with artificial intelligence, the pace is way too fast, and they don't know if the investment they are doing now is the correct one or the one that they should be doing. So there are some companies that they will face this uncertainty and the wait and see approach in order to see of what the competence is doing or what others are doing before taking any decision. So, I mean, this is more or less what I wanted to tell you about Multimold. So a little bit of the project, a little bit about the profiles, the new profiles that we are finding, a little bit also about the solution we are using, and also some of the difficulties. I hope that is interesting for you all, and we can discuss later about the specific details. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruben. Yes, the importance also of understanding the barriers of the adoption of this tool in our pilots, but also in the phase of exploitation in all the companies in the market. So, yes. Okay, so we can go on with the other project that is Restore.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pavel Kopilov. Can you hear me, right? Yeah. My name is Pavel Kopilov. I work for EIT Manufacturing. Today I'm going to present two projects, and I will start with Restore. Yes, so this project is also funded by Horizon program. Restore advances remanufacturing within the circular economy by integrating sustainable processes, materials, and digital tools. So the project has been active for 2 years now and will end in 2008. I would say that when it comes to education, training, skills, we just starting activities, so there will be not many results to show at this stage, but we will show the approach and how we are thinking around this. In the project, we have 16 partners. I would say it's quite heavy in industry providers. So we have several actors involved in laser treatment or welding operations. And yeah, so we also have research institutes and organization like EWF or ET Manufacturing being more or less, or like yeah, network organizations. So the project is aiming at pursuit of a circular economy, and we want to look deeper into challenges of introducing remanufacturing. So first, we want to develop a sustainable cladding process and consumables. And for example, in this project, we have a use case from marine industry and working with a propeller for the boats, for the ships. We're doing and trying to find approaches for the cladding process on that. We're also developing digital tools for increased automation. There will be restore platforms for the tools developed. Business model will be scaled up, and yeah, it will have to be demonstrated in technology platform. When it comes to training education activities, so there is this. I wouldn't say that education is main target of the project, but it's inevitable part as always, as we have in all projects. So first step in training education activities will be to collect industry input mainly from partners, but also from other organizations within the area of welding laser treatment. Later on will be based on the input from the industry and needs that we identify in this questionnaire. We'll be building digital training seminars that will be provided online, and they will be compiled in an online training program and webinars. And it also, of course, it will be open for everyone, and not only for the consortia. So yeah, we have a questionnaire open now for the training needs. So if your organization is involved in welding, surface treatment, metal treatment, it will be good if you can answer and provide your feedback. And yeah, hopefully later when we have more results, so we will have more specific on the skills needs that were identified. Yeah, it's all for this project for me.
Thank you very much. Do you want to continue with biogems, or we can do voltage project?
Yeah, I can do biogems here.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do another project. Yep. Let me share the right screen. Yes, another project, biogems. Intelligent products manufacturing and sustainable cities. This one is also Horizon Europe project, and the main focus of this project is within construction industry. So the project is quite fresh. We have been around for 8 months now, 9 months. And if you look in the consortia, so you will see that it's quite heavy on research organizations. We do have industry as well, but we also have quite significant part of the consortia is research. Yes, so what the project is all about. So first, we are introducing bio-based materials, and they need to be introduced into the construction industry. So first, develop bio-based materials, then using advanced manufacturing technique, produce those materials and constructions that we need. And in this project, we'll be using 3D printing techniques so we have a technical partner who is working with 3D printing for concrete, and now they'll be working with bio-based materials in this project. Of course, it also requires a lot of digital things for being able to implement this project. So we need to be able to create digital twin. We need to be able to monitor the conditions and performance of the material. That's why we have digital intelligence as a separate block in the project. And as a result, so there will be demonstration sites in different climate conditions. So we're gonna build 3 slides in Spain and in Sweden to see how the materials perform and to track their performance in different conditions. So skills for future manufacturing, and on the photo behind the people there, you can see some examples of those demonstration facilities that are going to be part of the project. Surprisingly, when we were looking into skills gaps in the project, so we were assuming that the main gaps would be related to materials and techniques, but it turned out to be that the techniques, additive manufacturing techniques is one of the most important skills gaps. But on the other hand, there are lots of skills that were identified that are related to data and digital, like asset administration shell, digital product passport, digital twins, sensor fusion, spectrometry expertise. So this type of skills gaps were identified. We're also looking into certain roles that professionals can take within this industry. There were digital twin developers, material informatics specialist, data steward engineer, and also you may see here that it's not so much oriented towards materials or technique, but more on the digital perspective of things. And of course, we were looking into technical and soft skills, and again, instrumentation, operation, data pipelines, modeling, life cycle analysis were the most important part of technical skills. And on the soft skills side, we had teaching and mentoring, cross-disciplinary communication, coordination, stakeholder engagement, and change advocacy, because we are working with new material, and this industry is quite conservative. And cement is mainly used for most things in the industry, and we want to change this. What studies did the project do? So we started with desk research and using available materials, looking for biointelligent manufacturing skills that can be applied for our use case in the construction industry. And we're using all available skills tools like EU blueprints or ESCO classification or CDFOPS report. We also producing, desk research, market research of available trainings within these areas on different levels, on university and vet professional trainings. And as a result of this and gaps identified, we will develop a skills and training plan for the project. As mentioned, so we've done the consortia survey to identify the skills needs. And also following this, and as part of implementation of the plan for education and training, we're gonna do interviews with the companies to identify the directions and verify our hypothesis. And also when installing the demonstration sites and dismantling them, they also build some learning in terms of what skills is actually needed to be able to use those materials in actual buildings and construction. Difficulties that we found is, of course, resistance to change, and I think it's relevant for all the projects here. And investment in unfamiliar equipment and technique. In this case, it's additive manufacturing, and additive manufacturing with building construction materials is quite new and unclear investment. And also in this industry, as in many, it takes time to pilot things. So it requires time and monitor how the material behaves. Lacks of skills, so yeah, competence about biomaterials, sensors, AI digital twins, and handling of data stewardship. There was still operational gaps between the prototype and actual production, and we are planning to tackle those gaps to provide short courses and on-job trainings, mainly at the partners venues, to cover those small things and tasks for people can make connections between things. Of course, we have legacy control system is one of the barriers that we have, especially for data and data silos and difficult to move data across platforms. And unclear data ownership and intellectual property rights is unclear and one of the barriers. So yes, it was a very brief introduction into the project. So we'll be happy to connect with you and for both projects, Restore and Biogems.
Thank you very much. So we have the last project for today. So please, for voltage.
Yes, thank you. I think you should already see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my name is Marlene. I'm today here with my colleague Lena, and we both are working in the Voltage EU project. I think the overall goal is, as you can already see, of Voltage is to strengthen vocational skills, especially in the battery industry, through collaboration and knowledge exchange between educational organizations and the industry. So this is a funded project from EU Erasmus Plus, and we're already working since, or at least since 2 years in this project, and together with more than 14 partners, especially with Finland, Sweden, Turkey, and Portugal. And yeah, you can see on the right-hand side some of the project partners. But what we are actually doing, or what our main activities and goals is, first of all, attract young talents to the battery industry, or we try to do it with events like battery camps, where young students build, for example, their own electric vehicle and learn about career paths in this industry or in the battery industry. And another topic is enhancing teachers' competence, for example, by train-the-trainer workshops and exchanges across our partner countries. Also, strengthening the industry-academia partnership is one goal, or is something really important for us, especially through joint webinars with different perspectives on these topics. And the last 2 points are like promoting innovation in vocational training and education, and also supporting the development of the workforce. And now I hand over to my colleague. 1 second.
Thank you, Marlene. So within the Voltage project, we have also identified several key skills gaps along the entire battery value chain. So ranging from raw materials through cell production and system integration to also second life and recycling. So a major gap concerns definitely the high voltage safety and the safe handling of battery systems, particularly in training and laboratory environments. In addition, we have seen the growing importance of data-driven processes that require stronger competencies in diagnostics, in monitoring and quality management, especially also using digital tools. And another critical challenge is definitely translating these complex industrial processes into practical and applicable VET learning outcomes. So based on these needs, we see emerging professional profiles such as battery production and service technicians, but also roles in testing, in quality assurance and systems integration. So importantly, this is not only about the technical skills like battery fundamentals, safety and battery management systems, but also about the transversal skills. And these includes communication, but also teamwork and interdisciplinarity. So to systematically identify these skills needs, the Voltage project combines several approaches. First of all, we conducted an extensive review of existing competence frameworks at both European levels, such as ESCO, and across the partner countries. And secondly, we carried out surveys among the VET providers and industry partners to better understand the concrete training needs. And these directly informed the joint development of so-called skill cards for the battery sector. And you might have heard of the project AllButs. This was the foundation for us to further develop these skills cards for the battery industry. And thirdly, we established, of course, continuous exchange formats, as Marlene already mentioned, between education and industry. And these also include our Teachers Forum as an online platform, but also regular train-the-trainer formats in the different partner regions where we invite teachers to show them best practices in VET, and also joint events such as webinars and contributions to international formats like EVS 38 in Gothenburg last year, but also the Euroskills competition, which will take place in Germany in 2027, and this is a competition for young students and VET students who can show their competencies in a real-world competition. And this combination ensures that our results are both evidence-based, but also closely aligned with the real industry needs. But despite these efforts, companies and training providers face, of course, several challenges when adopting the developed solutions. And I think some of them we heard already here in the webinar. So one key issue is, of course, the difficulty in defining clear competence needs due to rapid technological change, particularly for SMEs. That's often a challenge. And this sometimes even leads to hesitation in investing in training for these new technologies like batteries. And then, of course, we see limited time and resources that make it difficult for the companies to prioritize upskilling alongside daily operations. And we have observed organizational barriers like a low awareness and challenges in integrating new training approaches into existing structures and HR strategies. Then in our field as well, confidentiality and IP concerns is or can limit openness in collaborative formats between industry and education. while overall the sector volatility that includes market and regulatory uncertainties slows down decision making in the industry. Addressing these challenges for us requires a very flexible and modular and of course practice-oriented training approach. And a major thing we have to take a look at is of course a stronger collaboration between the industry and the VET providers. So that's all from the Voltage project, and I hand over to Alessandra again.
Thank you very much. So thank you all, first of all, for this morning. We saw a lot of projects, a lot of solutions, but I think that we have some common points from the solution, the surveys, the skills. So I think that a lot of different kind of, for example, barriers that you can adopt. Well, we can say that we have a lot of different barriers between all the sectors, because obviously all the worker has different point of views, different mindset, but also different hard skills and soft skills. So I think that it is very difficult to change this situation, but for with all this solution we can implement all. I don't know if you have some question, or do you think maybe what is the different, what is the bigger barriers in the adoption of these new technologies and these skills? I don't know if someone wants to say something or add something to this discussion.
Alessandra, I think that the main barrier is the resistance to change. So the workers are used to use specific methods, specific technologies in order to do all the procedures or the processes. So they don't want to learn. They don't want to change the way that they are doing things. So I think that the most important barrier is the resistance to change. And another important barrier is the language. They don't, because all the training materials and the tools are in English, so they struggle to learn. They struggle to do the training and to use the digital tools because they are in English, and then, you know.
Oh yes, of course. But also yes, as you said, the resistance, because usually also when I saw a lot of different pilots, but also companies that they have to adopt some technologies, they don't want to adopt them because they are used to work in some way, and they don't have the mind to change it. But maybe for it depends also by the age of the workers, because maybe if you have older workers, it's different between young workers.
Yes, young workers, I think, are more flexible for these changes and new ways of working.
Yes. Someone else? Yes,
I was also thinking, because like some of the projects presented today are creating platforms, and like there are different platforms available there. So maybe for me it's a bit of fragmentation. So the learning content is available, but it's available on so many platforms, so it's hard to just even know where to look for those platforms. I'm just open question. Or,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, no, yes.
Yeah, we try to solve that in some way, like as part of the skill gap assessment or the capacity mapping assessment, there is one module of training recommendations or continuous learning paths. This, let's say, is included documentation provided by the company, for instance, documentation curated from the company that maybe they have not developed it, but they know that is valuable. And in some cases, also courses and activities and documentation that they can find in online platforms like Coursera, Udemy, and so on. Normally, you don't find a lot of courses of embedded electronics in Coursera, but maybe if it is about artificial intelligence or it's about digital twins, part of the training plan can be routed to some courses there. So there are, as part of the tools, I think that, there are some efforts on helping also the companies on organizing the training. Again, from my side, the resistance of workers is not that much one of the biggest issues. I think that there may be some cases in which this is happening, but also in other cases, the problem is the uncertainty. They don't know, with the knowledge they have, they don't know if they can cover or not one of the other activities that is emerging in their company. So with some guidance, with some training, and with some understanding of the new roles that may appear, I think that some of the doubts of the workers, some of the resistance can be solved. There are other aspects. I have mentioned sometimes the financial resources. This is something happening, especially in the SMEs. The uncertainty regarding the technology. They don't know if they should invest now on artificial intelligence, in quantum computing, in digital twins, in IoT, in all of them. So these are probably some of the other barriers, and together the complexity, probably that are the ones that are more, let's say, more significant. I think that the tools that we have present somehow solve part of these doubts, or at least help on reducing a little bit uncertainty.
Yes, Ruben, I agree, because obviously if you have a new technology that you have to insert in your process, but you don't know how to approach it, and you don't know what kind of job it requires. Obviously, you don't know what kind of person you have to put near this technology. So I think that all our projects works on it using surveys and profilers to help managers and company to understand what are the new skills related to our new technologies. And so after these new skills, understand what kind of person has to be involved in this new technology. So I think also this is very focused on our projects. Yes. Then I think also that maybe in some ways we can provide a lot of different platform, workshop, hybrid trainings. So workshop or didactic materials. And yes, you have to choose the language, obviously, as Anna said before. But it is a very good choice for all the companies. I don't know your pilots if they prefer maybe virtual or physical workshop. I don't know what is the feedback from all the workers.
Can I?
Yeah.
After the surveys and the interviews that we contact with them, they prefer physical and hands-on workshops.
Okay, interesting. So maybe they change because some.
But the main barrier is that they have to stop the production in order to perform the workshop.
Oh yes, of course. So also lack of time and lack of energy for this workshop. It's interesting because some years ago maybe they prefer online workshop, online learning trainings. So 2 years ago, for example, but now they change their mind and they prefer physical. It's a good point because maybe during a session, a physical session, you can have more contact with the other people and you can learn something more staying in presence. So it's a good point. Okay, thank you. I don't know if someone else has to want to comment something or say something about this. Or with the support that the EU project can do, can give to industry for the adoption of the solution. So maybe I don't know, maybe also help with the clear exploitation strategies to adopt these new tools, or I don't know if you have some comments about. No? Okay. No, well, I think that we have a lot of information today. We receive a lot of information today, and also we have a overview of all the projects do and all the solution that can provide to this gap between technologies and skills, worker skills. So if you don't have any other comments, question, and so on, I think that we can close this first session. I remember you that we have our second meeting on the 22nd of April. And maybe we can, for this second section, maybe we can start with the discussion and do some presentation and some discussion. So we can change maybe the mode of doing this second webinar in order to have more part of discussion and relation, if you agree with me. Perfect.
Yes, sure.
So thank you very much all. I remember also you that this webinar is recorded, so the recording will be available on the AI for Manufacturing YouTube channel, I think in some days. So for it's all. So thank you very much for the presentation and to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alessandra. Thank you for the great coordination. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.